game in January.
All right,
Fourth
we've got
game.
Corey Washington, Xavier Bell, and Harlond Beverly. We'll take questions. Xavier, first things first, even before the game, we saw an energy with this group. What's the mentality like with you guys?
Just play together, man. Play the right way. I think, just try and, play hard-nosed defense, rebound the ball, and everything will take care of itself. I think, this last couple wins, we've kind of just all been leaning on each other, trusting each other, and coming out on the right side, I would say, for sure.
Hand in hand with that, the aggressiveness. I mean, you guys just going right through the lane, right to the rack, and no hesitation whatsoever. Does that just speak to the confidence of this group?
Absolutely. I mean, we've played like this all year. We always attack the paint, attack what we can in transition, and then if we miss a shot, we're crashing the glass. So I think, it just creates extra opportunities and just creates more, I would say, more opportunities even before the shots go up to even get down and get through those lanes for sure.
Guys, you shot 67% in the second half. What was Coach Bill's message at halftime, and what led you guys to be able to shoot at such a high clip there in the last 20 minutes of play?
There was really just no panic. He said, coming in the first half that shots weren't falling and not to panic, just to keep taking those shots and they're going to start falling.
Harlond, what's the key to, when you're playing a matchup zone like that, what's the key to unravel it? What were you guys doing after halftime? A better job of against that zone?
I feel like we had a lot of open shots in the first half from three. I think we kind of cut down on the attempts we had. We cut it in half, and some of those we turned them into drives and got some and ones, specifically from these two. So that was really just the difference. Drive like the matchup.
Corey, congratulations on the National Player of the Week honors. You guys play such great team basketball right now during this winning streak. Tell me what's been the key during this 6-game stretch that's kind of turned the corner for you guys to go from 1-7 in the conference to now 7-7?
I would say just trusting each other and just playing together. We had some times early in the season where we were just playing one-on-one basketball, and that's not the way.
Xavier, being from here in Wichita, what's it like to play in front of these fans and to have it rocking like it was today? I mean, how important is it to have the fans here for you guys to defend your home court?
It's important for sure, but at the end of the day, man, I think, just in these last string of wins on the road and even here, it's just our biggest thing has just kind of been understanding that it's only us. It's only us on that court. It's only us in that locker room. It's only us on defense, us on the road whenever, we're going against teams in hostile environments. So like Corey just said, man, just trusting each other, trusting the work we put in, and executing the game plan that we have game to game for sure.
Xavier, after that first half, how much of a boost was it to be able to knock down those first 2 3-pointers in that second half?
Yeah, it felt cool, man. At the end of the day, everybody goes in that locker room. We know we weren't shooting it well from three, but we did know we took a lot more than we usually would, and we settled a lot. But our biggest thing was just keep shooting them. If you're open, let it fly. But at the same time, don't settle. Try and attack the paint and create opportunities. And essentially, Bijan was the one to create opportunities for me by dragging the defense, pulling them over, and then swinging it back for the shake for sure.
Hey, Corey, what's your job? How do you get involved when they're in a matchup zone? I saw, whenever you go to the middle, it looked like they were following you. So how did you adjust to that? How did you get involved in the offense?
From them matching up in the middle, in the high post area, I was just setting screens just to get a little mismatch or just get a advantage either way, and just playing off the cuts, playing off the rebounds, and letting our guys play.
Yeah, Corey, it looks like your mission is get the ball on the move and always be active against that zone. Is that how you beat a zone like that?
Yes, for sure. You definitely have to have ball movement and player movement. A lot of people just think it's just sit up at the top and just swing the ball around, but you got to have player movement as well.
Harlond, you mentioned like drive, you turn those outside shots into drives. Did it feel like, I think you guys had 11 assists in the second half alone. I feel like you guys were looking, like not just driving, but looking for to create and not just to finish.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of naturally how we play. Our assist numbers might not show, but like if you look at our potential assist numbers, I bet they're pretty high, player for player as a team. So yeah, I think that's really just how we play. Get to the middle, see who's open. Some people are better finishers than others, so maybe when they get to the middle, they're looking to shoot a floater or a jump shot. But I think that's really just how we play naturally.
And just what's it like? I mean, you guys have serious momentum now. I know Mills has said one game at a time. We're not looking at like any win bigger than another. So what's the players' mindset like? How do you guys try to keep this thing going?
Yeah, I think the coaches and the players on the same accord. Really, I think that game is over at this point. I think we'll have our day off tomorrow, and then 2 days of practice, and then we have UAB.
Yeah.
So that's really what we focus on now. We'll go learn from this film because we're obviously not perfect. So continue to get better.
Harlond Beverly had 9 assists today. He's been really good in this stretch. How do you describe his role? What's he been doing here in this 6-game series?
He's really like a connector. When he's out there, I feel like all 5 guys are really just connected. He makes sure we get into our offense. He collapses the defense, makes sure people get the ball where they're comfortable, whether if that's throwing at the right time on a fast break or hitting them right in their pocket for a jump shot. He does a great job of that.
Next, you mentioned like those 2 early threes coming out of halftime. Did that give you maybe a little more space to work with? I mean, were they closing out a little bit more? Did that open up drives for you maybe a little?
Yeah, essentially the defense has to kind of respect that. Not only myself, whenever I should make 2 threes, when anybody's making threes and they're in the zone, you gotta cheat out a little bit more, just be more conscientious of that. But at the same time, like you just said, it opens up a lot more driving lanes, not only for myself, but for guys like Corey, guys like Harlan, and just honestly, it just gets dominoes falling in other areas, and we're able to attack the defense for sure.
Talk a little bit about the opening to the game. They held them scoreless for the first 5 minutes of the game. How much of a boost was that to be able to kind of get that run to begin the game tonight?
It was cool. We were just kind of locked in on defense. At the same time, trying to get the best shot on offense. They were in that zone, and it was a little tricky at first, but we were able to kind of attack it, get second chance points, and really just attack that glass early. I would say for sure.
Xavier, can you guys feel an energy change from earlier in conference play to now when you go into the second half?
Definitely. I just think we've kind of been talking about it this whole time. We're just a lot more connected, a lot more dialed in. These wins, they all feel great, but at the same time, man, we're just, he said it, but we're just really trying to go 1-0. So we're gonna, let this sit for a second, get through the film session, and then just find ways to get better so we can be ready on Thursday for sure.
You mentioned take it one game at a time, but you guys know how good you can be during the stretch right now. What's the key for you guys to keep playing this kind of level of basketball and, hopefully achieve what you guys want to?
Sticking to our identity, man. Early off in this conference play, we experienced, losing. We experienced that feeling of losing in a row, losing close games, games that we know we should have won. We sat through some hard film sessions, some hard practices, and we kind of faced that. We're winning right now, but at the end of the day, we still know what that feeling feels like, and we know, what to do, not to go back, but just to, build on it, and when we get in those moments again, to face it and come out on the right side, I would say for sure.
What's that feeling like amongst this team? Knowing where you guys are at, knowing where you guys are at now. Is it more calm under pressure? Is it just the way you guys just go about your day in practice? I mean, what's that kind of dichotomy like? Is it just a different way you guys carry yourselves?
I would just say it's a testament to who we are individually. We're built for it. Coach always says that a lot. He shows it all the time in film. He talks about it in hard games, down the stretch and everything like that. It's just about understanding the moment, understanding that, it's not always going to be perfect, it's not going to be pretty, but we're going to find a way all collectively, and when we do, we'll come out on top for sure.
Harlan, I was asking Mills last time about the different pick and roll coverages teams are throwing at you guys. It seems like they're switching them up a lot, and I know not so much this game, but he said that you guys have done a lot better job of handling different coverages. Does it feel like that's been a key during this winning streak? Is that just that improvement with how you guys are dealing with the pick and roll coverages?
Yeah, definitely. We do a lot of reads in practice. I feel like that really translates. But I would say the key to that really has been just Bijan, just being confident and comfortable. Coming off the ball screens, if they hedge it, he's beating the big around the corner. If they're in drop, he's pushing it, probing it, throwing lobs to Q, and that really just opens it up for all of us for when we come off the ball screen, because he's already set that tone and having the defense second guessing. So that gives us an advantage as secondary ball handlers.
And next, I know he's he's kind of up and down. His emotion. It kind of wears his emotions on his sleeve. What have you guys tried to do to boost him up with Bijan? his confidence when he's struggling? How have you guys kind of kept him up to prepare him for a run like this?
If you know Bijan, you know he's his own person, man. He's gonna show up with the right energy every single day. You know, whether he's feeling high or low, he comes with that energy, and you can just tell. You know, he's here in the moment, and I think he's where his 2 feet are every single day. So he's putting in the extra work. You know, he's trusting himself even more. We're just giving him those little confidence in moments where you do see him maybe put his head down or just get mad at a little turnover, but. It's all basketball, man. Nobody's perfect, but just to see him, roll with the punches and keep, showing up every single day, it's a testament to him. I would just say individually for sure.
Next, Quincy had that backwards alley-oop in the second half.
Yeah.
How often does he do stuff like that in practice, and how much energy does a play like that give you as a player?
You said what in practice?
How often does he do stuff like that in practice?
Every day. yeah. Q, nobody can jump with Q. Nobody can catch lobs like Q can. So just to see him do all that, it's funny because he gets hype and then he's just more dialed in on defense, and that's what we need down the stretch. But just to see him, stay engaged all 40 whenever he's out there, and the impact that he has is huge for us, especially on the defensive end for sure.
Corey, can you take me through, I think they call them the Maggette cuts, when you're in the corner and you kind of angle it. What's the key to that? It looks like you and Ronnie have been really good at it lately. So how do you guys pull that off and kind of explain it's not just a simple cut, right? You have to time it and space and everything.
Yeah, it's really more of a timing thing and knowing when your man takes his eyes off of you. When the big is rolling, there's usually a tag high or low, and if there's a low tag and you're in the corner, he has to stay with him. So as you're coming off and have that momentum, I mean, he's standing still. He has no chance.